The prisoner exchange was supposed to be routine. The Crithian Dominion had captured 17 human soldiers during the border skirmish on Epsilon 7, and the Terran Alliance was returning 23 Crithian troops in kind. It was a gesture of goodwill, a step toward ending the 3-year conflict that neither side was winning. General Vexthor of the Crithian Third Fleet oversaw the exchange personally. He stood 7 feet tall, his exoskeleton armor gleaming under the harsh lights of the neutral station. His species had evolved from apex predators, and he carried that heritage with pride. Humans, by contrast, had always seemed soft to him, weak creatures who relied on technology to compensate for their biological inadequacies. The human prisoners shuffled forward in their worn uniforms, malnourished and exhausted. Vexthor had made sure of that. He believed broken soldiers sent a better message than healthy ones. As the last prisoner approached the exchange line, he stumbled, weakened by months of minimal rations. Without thinking, Vexthor's boot lashed out, striking the human in the ribs. The man crumpled to the deck, plating with a grunt. "Move faster, primate," Vexthor growled in Galactic Standard. The human slowly pushed himself up to his knees. He was smaller than most of his species, lean and scarred. His dark hair was matted, his face covered in weeks of stubble. Nothing remarkable, nothing threatening, just another broken human soldier. Then Vexthor noticed the Terran Alliance liaison officer had gone completely still. Commander Hayes, a decorated human veteran, stared at the fallen prisoner with an expression that Vexthor had never seen on a human face before, something between terror and awe. "General," Hayes said quietly, his voice carefully controlled, "I strongly suggest you step away from that man. Now." Vexthor laughed, a grating sound that echoed through the hangar. "Your soldier is in no condition to—" His words died as he saw what had caught Hayes' attention. The human prisoner's dog tag had slipped out from beneath his torn shirt. Standard Terran Alliance issue. It displayed name, rank, and service number. But this one had something else, a call sign etched beneath the official designation. Baba Yaga. The name meant nothing to Vexthor, but the reaction it caused did. Every human in the hangar had frozen. Several Crithian guards, who had learned to read human body language during the war, instinctively stepped backward. "Who?" Vexthor demanded. "Is Baba Yaga—" Hayes closed his eyes briefly. "General, in human mythology, Baba Yaga is a witch who lives in a house that walks on chicken legs. She's neither good nor evil. She's a force of nature. But in our military—" He paused. "Baba Yaga is the call sign earned by someone who doesn't just complete impossible missions. It's given to someone who is the impossible mission." The prisoner had risen to his feet now, standing perfectly still. His exhaustion seemed to have evaporated, replaced by something else. His eyes, Vexthor noticed for the first time, were wrong. Not the color or shape, the look in them. They were the eyes of someone who had walked through hell so many times they'd memorized the path. "Marcus Rivera," Hayes continued, his voice tight. "Terran Special Operations Group, Omega. Infiltration Specialist. 37 confirmed solo operations behind enemy lines. He was captured during a mission to extract a deep-cover intelligence officer from a maximum security prison on Crithia Prime." Vexthor felt his primary heart skip. That prison was considered impenetrable. The intelligence officer in question had been extracted 3 months ago. They'd lost 47 guards that night and never identified the intruder. "He succeeded?" Vexthor asked. "He always succeeds," Hayes replied. "The only reason you have him now is because he stayed behind to ensure the asset made it to the extraction point." Rivera finally spoke, his voice raspy from disuse but eerily calm. "The exchange is complete, Commander Hayes. I'm ready to go home." As the prisoner walked toward the Terran ship, Vexthor understood with crystal clarity why the humans hadn't seemed desperate to negotiate his release. They hadn't needed to. Men like Rivera didn't stay captured unless they chose to. The general looked down at his boot, the one that had kicked humanity's boogeyman, and realized he'd just made the kind of mistake that started wars. Or ended them. Behind him, one of his junior officers whispered what they'd all been thinking. "We kicked the Baba Yaga." Vexthor watched the human disappear into the transport ship and knew that peace negotiations would conclude very quickly now. The Crithian Dominion had just learned what every human already understood. Some names weren't call signs. They were warnings.